Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Excel. In this module, I want to show you some of the features you can use in the free version of Copilot that comes with Office 365. So on the ribbon in Excel, you should have the Copilot icon at the top here like this. And if you click on that, that will open up Copilot. Now, a few tools you've got across the top is starting on the right, obviously close. And these three little dots, if you click on that, it comes into Copilot settings. It's on automatic. If you open that up, you can see that you've got quick responses and thinking depth or think deeper. That would take a lot longer to analyze things than that would. Automatic is probably the best one to leave that on. If I come off that, down the bottom there, you've got options to use GPT level 5, quick responses, same thing, or think more deeper, same thing. I'll come back into this. This is open in the 365 Copilot app. Next, you've got send feedback, which you can send back to Microsoft if you so wish, but beware that you might well get a lot of surveys you might need to fill in. Settings is something you might want to pay attention to. If you go into settings, you've got general settings at the top there where you can select different items and read them or click on them and it will take you there. Or you can come back and look at data controls and manage your data controls. You click on that and then this will stop remembering things about you if you click on it. Come out of that, go back. And then you've got personalization, which is worth filling in. So you've got custom information or instructions, and then you've got Copilot memory. You can basically click into these, and then it will let you type some information, and then you can save that, and then Copilot will use that information when it answers your questions. So all of those can be filled in by yourself. I'm going back from personalizations. And then you've got agents, which is coming in 2026, where you can, if you've paid for Copilot Premium, you'll be able to use this agents feature, but not yet. If I just come back out of all of that and close this down. Now, this icon is when you've got a conversation going with Copilot and you suddenly decide you want to ask a different question about a different topic. It's probably best to start a new conversation. Otherwise, it'll be trying to look back over the history and make it fit to what you've asked previously. So that can confuse Copilot slightly. If you then click on this, you'll start from scratch. Over on the left-hand side, you've got the navigation pane where it'll list the sort of questions that you've been asking already. So this is a way of getting back to previous chats if you've been using that. And if you click that icon again, that will come back to this view. So I've got some data on the screen. Now, the free version doesn't actually generate anything on the screen, but what it will do, if you ask it, it will create a downloadable file that you can utilize. So this file would be staying as it is. If you've got the Pro license and you're using the apps feature, you can actually change the data on here, but that's going to cost you a few quid. And it's up to you whether you want to pay for that or not. And that's per user, not just not a one-off cost. But that will actually generate changes to the current sheet that it's looking at. And the same with the agents as well. If when that comes in, if you're using agents, that will also change this stuff. But for the free version, I think it's okay to ask a question and get it to create a file, a copy of this, and see what it generates. So that's what I want to have a look at doing. So looking at this data, I want, first of all, to get it to create me a dashboard based on companies and topic. So I'm going to type that. Now you can actually talk it in there. I can actually talk it in there, but I am going to type it. So create a dashboard based on company and topic. And then I'll just press enter on that. And now it's thinking about it. And then it will give me the steps that it's doing. as it goes down there, and then it will give me a link to a file. Now, if I was using the paid version, it would just color this in as it's thinking about it and then generate what it's going to do. But this one won't do that. I'll have to wait and then scroll down. Now, what it gives you is a few extra prompts that you might want to do. So I could click on these and then it will add that in. So it's basically created the little charts that I can add into this if I so wish. If I make this a little bit bigger, so you can see those. So it's created all these little charts which are quite good. Quite like those. So that's created downloadable files of the pictures because my instruction wasn't very clear. So it's told me the steps. It's created the downloadable files, but I need it to be the Excel file. So I'll be a bit more descriptive. Add all the images on a dashboard page and create a new downloadable file. So now eventually it's created an Excel file. Let's have a look at what it has done. So there's the Excel file. If I open that, let's enable the editing. So that's a copy of the first sheet. But what it's created is some extra sheets at the bottom here. Just let it load itself up. So we've got a summary tab, and that's giving me topic and then revenue, which is what I would expect it to do. And then it's based a chart on that. Now, the chart itself is a chart looking at data. It's looking at this data, but this data is not linked to anything. It's just dead data. It's not going to manually update, automatically update. And now there is this. So it's generated it, and then you would have to format it. You could tell it to format it in the process. I'll just come out of this Excel file and then close this link down. Now, what I'm going to ask it to do is to format that data. Format the figures to in all money columns to pounds. So it says it's done that. So now I've got another downloadable file. Let's have a look at that. I'll open that one. So let's put pounds on there. And then if I go to the dashboard and just open up that a bit, it's put pounds on there. So it hasn't changed the source data. It hasn't changed this, but it has changed the summary and the dashboard data that I asked it to do. So that was good. I'll close that one down. Back to this, close that down. So the benefit of this is that it creates a new file depending on what you've said. You have to be quite precise in what you say, otherwise it just does its own thing. If you've got the premium version, all of what I've just said there would have been applied to this, and you would have not have to open files and copy stuff and rename things and all that sort of stuff. It would be done on this, which is far better, but there is a cost to that and it's not cheap. Now, you can also get it to add extra columns. So if I wanted a column added there, which would say what country it is. So let me see if I can get it to do that. Again, it's going to download another copy. Add a new column called country, and enter the country for each row based on the location column. See what it does now. So now it's got the updated file. So it's got two files here. Look, so that's interesting. So let's have a look at the first one, see what that one is. I'll open that. So it's added the United Kingdom based on the location column. I know the country column there, but that's quite good. I'm liking that. Let's close that one down. Let's see what the other one was. Close that off. And just click on this one. It's probably the same. I'll open that one. I'm not sure what the difference is there. Let's have a look at see if it's done anything on here. No. So that's the same. Now what I want to ask it is to do a formula for me, add a column. So add a new column. Add a new column to work out the revenue times students. Revenue times students. Format to pounds. Format the table as a table. See what it does now. Now, I don't have to create files to download all the time because it's giving me the steps that it's doing. I can just do it myself manually. It gives me the idea. It will give you the formulas if you asked it a question. But I'm wanting it to create new things because this is a bit like what the Pro does, except obviously it's going to do it on the actual sheet, as I said before. So let's scroll down and have a look. So now it's telling me what it's done. So this one, let's have a look at this one. Again, it's done 2 copies. Open the first one. So there it's formatted it as a table, which is great. And it's also done the revenue times students column, which I'm quite liking. I didn't get it to update anything else, but that's really good. I'll close that one down. Before I do close it down, I just want to point out that this has created this resulting column, but it is just a number. It's not a formula, so it's not dynamic. So if these change, this will not. Now what I want to do is just close this down and see if I can get it to do it with a formula and keep the formula. So close that down as well. I need the formula to be active and dynamic. See what happens now. So it's told me the formula. That's wanting me to type it in. I'm not going to type any more prompts. I'm just going to leave it like that. If it creates a column with formulas in that are dynamic, that would be great. One of the downsides that I've seen, even in the Pro version, when it just creates the answer but not actually the formula, but it does tell you the formula, so you could just put that in yourself. Now, I think the agent would probably do that, but that's for us to wait and see. But that's all I want to talk about in this little video, how you can use Copilot to generate content in Excel. So hopefully this video is of use. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.